everybody. It is Fray here. Graveyard is unavailable today, so I'm going to lead everything, and I hope everybody enjoys it. It will be a little bit more chaotic than normal, but that's me. So welcome to Saturday Morning Nerd Out. I hope everybody has their coffee and their their favorite beverage. I know for a lot of people it is not morning. So, but for those of us that it is morning, not me, although I did just get up pretty recently. So I can say it's morning. But enjoy. And I've got my tea this morning. You might see me nibbling on some toast. So there you go. Tea and toast, breakfast of champions. All right. And with me today is our wonderful, back from his sabbatical in the wilderness, trying to get back in touch with nature and touching some grass, is our special guest, Shdu. So let's welcome him today. Woo! Hi, Shdu.
I learned nothing. Oh.
Well, so how's your week been? How was your week?
Oh, it's been great. Yeah, just been hanging out, relaxing, doing some writing, some creative stuff, editing Classified.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which will be going up pretty soon. So yeah.
That's great. Anything new on your channel going on? Just since we're here.
There was a new Shdu music app at some point. There should also be probably a few larger projects coming soon. I'm working on the D&D video right now. So
that's awesome.
That'll be really fun. Yeah. So kind of trying new things, seeing what works. So yeah.
All right. Well, welcome this morning. We do have a lot to get through. We may have Captain Lady Moon on later. I'm not sure. I know she had a late night last night. So, and we still, right. Hey, she's here in spirit, even if she's not here in spirit. All right. So, awesome. Well, you know what? Let us get into it. We have a couple of things that we want to talk about. Like, some stuff happened this week. We had that Ahsoka trailer that wasn't really a trailer. It was more of a master apprentice thing, which I thought really tied everything together.
Yeah.
Like, what did you think? I mean, what were your thoughts on it? So.
Oh, I loved it. I mean, it really, I said it really ties everything together. It kind of gives us just some good information going into the show, and definitely like, how is this all structured? How is Ahsoka feeling at this point? And I'll get into that later. But it really, it was really good. I think it's kind of a good intro for people who may not have watched Clone Wars or Rebels or whatever, and maybe like, I don't know who this person is. It's a good intro into that. So
that was fun. Sorry, I'm playing with layouts today, people. So please bear with us. So.
We're fine.
I'm like a kid in a candy store. I apologize.
It'll be okay.
It may just stay like this for a while until I learn the layouts a little bit better.
Yep. You know what? We're just gonna. It's fine. It's gonna hang out.
I said it was gonna be chaotic. I did warn every single person that it was gonna be chaotic. All right. Okay. So no, but I agree. I do agree with you. I think that it ties it so much in, and I think it really brought back for me some of the nostalgia, like, oh yeah, and you got to think about it. This goes all the way to Yoda. Yoda trained Dooku. Dooku trained Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon trained Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan trained Anakin. Anakin trained Ahsoka. And Ahsoka apparently has trained Sabine a little. So it's like, it's just like this long, it's not a family lineage, but it's like a Force lineage.
Right. Well,
and I think that's really cool.
It's like a spiritual lineage almost, You have a whole, So
yeah, I just think that's cool.
No, I agree. No, it does all go back to Yoda. And it's also kind of a game of telephone a little bit too, where you have, Yoda teaches you one thing, next person has a different interpretation, so on and so forth, down to Anakin and Ahsoka, which, very different interpretations.
Right.
So,
Hi, Chris. I'm just saying hi to you because I just saw
Hi,
that.
Chris.
Hi. So we're saying hi. And you know what? Hey.
Yep. All right.
Nerd o'clock means something different to everybody.
It does. Yep.
So, all right.
Personally, I like bagels and a little bit of hot cocoa.
Oh, there you go. And then the other thing that we got, which, it was very Disney this week. We got the I Am Groot season 2, which was a shock to a lot of people. We're getting that trailer, and
I know.
And it's so, really... yeah. What'd you think about that?
Well, I love the first season was adorable, so I'm really excited for the second one. It's just...
Hold on. Let me do this.
Okay. All right.
Let me remove.
Hey. Yeah. Okay. So I loved the first season. Thought it was amazing. The second season will be no different. I'm really interested to see where they go. If they connected it all to Volume 3, I think they probably will in some way, shape, or form. It looks amazing. It really does. I really like it's. I'm trying to remember exactly what we had in it. Yeah. So it was really good. So I'm just trying to remember what actually was in it.
Yeah,
because it's been a second. I've slept since then.
You slept since then. That's true. We both have. It was like it just looked like it was like okay, so like he goes to that like water world, like not the water world where he gets the spa and stuff. This one it looks like he goes to one of them he's going to go to like a frozen world, and then he's like there's one where he's like it looks like he's in a pillow fort or a tent, and he's telling stories and making his action figures kiss and all sorts of stuff. So it looks really cute.
It looks adorable.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good palate cleanser. I like to say the shorts are the palate cleanser. So like the baby Grogu shorts for Star Wars, and then the Groot shorts for MCU. They're just palate cleansers. They're fun. They're cute. They don't really
it's like,
move we got the story along at all, but they're real fun, and I think it's cute. So.
Right, we've got the darkness. We've got all the weirdness there. We had Secret Invasion and all that. And now we just have cute little floor colossus.
Exactly. Little baby floor colossus.
Yeah.
So all right. So next, I didn't watch Mario Wonder trailer. I didn't.
I
going to watch it.
For the record, I am a gaming person, but I didn't. I don't. I don't know. It just didn't cross my vision. I'm not really a Mario person, so I never saw it. I don't know. So I'm sure it was great and amazing, and I'm tiny now. So
I'm playing with stuff. I'm sorry.
All right, no, you. Oh.
I'm big again. I don't know how to change it to where you're big and I'm small, but we'll figure that out.
We'll figure it out. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, I'm sure it was great. I mean, yeah, sure.
This has got to be great for Chris because
fun game, and
I'm sure the weed's kicking in. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's just it looks cool.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know.
Mario Party
we may have to revisit this next week.
Yeah, we're gonna have to revisit this when we have other people.
Yeah, because I didn't even know it was coming out.
I didn't know this existed. I'm sorry to everyone in the world. No, everyone in the chat for us being completely unaware that this existed. It looks cool. From what I can see, it looks really cool. It looks kind of like a Mario Party kind of thing. It's 2D, so they're going back to that.
I did see some of the stuff in it. It looks retro, like very retro, like
old school. It looks cool. There's multiple multiple playable characters and stuff. So it kind of looks like a Mario Party kind of thing, but it's 2D and it's more of a platformer. Yeah. So okay, sounds fun.
It sounds like something that might actually be good for like a Retro Alcove game for the channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that might be fun.
I agree. Yeah.
Or like just a gaming Thursday. I know they do. They do a lot of. It's a very diverse gaming channel. Our Thursday night streaming games. So I know they're playing Soma on Thursday. I watched some of it. It looks really good. Scared the heck out of me, but it looks really good.
So I'm probably not the person who should be talking about most of the games they play, because I don't like horror games. I don't like horror in general. And, I mean, I'm not really a Nintendo person, so if you get into like,
hey, wait, you really were into the Wii for a while. That's a Nintendo thing.
That is.
I hear Diablo 4 is really good. And that you can get a lot of like get really addicted to it because it's so fun.
Yeah.
So really Chris, I'm glad you got it, and I hope that it isn't costing you.
Right, yeah, I hope it didn't cost you
to
a name
stop
amount of
socializing with everyone. So.
I know how these things work. I got it. Don't think I was writing the whole time.
All right, so the Exorcist Believer trailer, I did get to see this.
Okay. Yes, I have also seen this inadvertently, for the record, but I have also seen this, and I was like, I probably gotta watch this. Okay, I really gotta.
Well, I mean, The Exorcist, it's like one of the original. I would say like a lot of people when they think of horror movies, like The Exorcist is up there. Like that's like one of the ones that they say. And I mean with William Friedkin's passing this week,
right?
It's kind of like doubly like, oh gosh, there's a new trailer, and and then he passes. So it's just kind of like, oh wow, this is definitely Exorcist week. So
it's like, okay, so
right.
So what happened on the set?
Right. Well, I mean, he was older. He was an older man.
No, I know.
And apparently, from reports I'm hearing now, was not a very good person in real life. But a wonderful director, apparently.
Right. Is this like a Curse of King Tutankhamun kind of thing, or? I mean, I'm just saying.
No, but I was saying, like, I didn't know that he was a horrible person in real life, allegedly.
He was a horrible person, a bit of a quack, so
Yeah, but he made good films. He made good films. Maybe he knew horror because he was a horrible person, and he just like delved into his personal life to get that.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Maybe I should rewatch the original Exorcist and like look at it from the point of the demon possessing. Like maybe that's like how we should be watching it.
You want to psychoanalyze the demon?
Psychoanalyze the demon. Yes, I do want to psychoanalyze the demon. So
only do that once a season, okay? You only do that once a season.
Hold on, I am looking for an overlay because Graveyard said that we should be doing overlays, and I don't know what I think I'm supposed to do. Hold on.
Ahsoka. Okay.
Oh wait,
I think we know
we totally missed all of it. There's the Exorcist one.
Hey, there it is.
I got it. Oh my god!
All right, there you go.
Thanks,
I know what we got. This something completely.
Thanks for reminding me, Graveyard, gravy. All right.
I am working. Yes, we know. We know.
I know you're working. Okay.
We're sorry. We're okay. We're gonna be okay. It's all gonna be okay.
But yeah, I think it might be a really interesting. I mean, I'm interested in it. I liked the first. Like I've liked the Exorcist movies. I don't know. The third one's kind of weird, but
I haven't seen any of them. So.
Yeah. So I do. I mean, I have I have to stop saying that I'm not a horror movie person, because
Right,
clearly
I know.
I've watched a lot of horror movies in my
Because you
life.
filled out like half the survey or whatever it was, you know? Yeah.
So I'm gonna stop saying that. I'm just gonna say it's not my favorite genre, but if it's a good story, that's really my thing. Is if it's a good story and the acting is really well, and it's not like a cheap ending, I'm probably gonna like it. Now, I don't like jump scares because I think that's silly. But then again,
like I'm more of a, if I'm gonna do horror, I'm gonna do like psychological horror. I'm gonna do something where it's not a bunch of blood and guts and gore and stuff. I don't think a slasher movie is necessarily like, I don't want to say it's not horror because I could offend a bunch of people doing that, but it's not the same. It doesn't have the same effect. So, it's just, I'm much more of a psychological horror guy.
It's true, Chris. And I'm not really a slasher.
I know you're always on my side, Chris.
I mean, I'm really not like a slasher movie person either. But I have to tell you, I had a lot of fun in that first Scream movie. Not any of the reboots, but the very first one. And I did have a lot of fun with that. But when I thought about, like, Wes Craven was, a lot of that stuff he was doing tongue in cheek, I felt. And I think that's why I enjoyed it more, is because he was setting up the trope and then making fun of the trope for a little while. Still made it a horror movie, and I feel like that's Wes Craven's like sweet spot, is when he can make fun of horror in a horror movie. And I think that's really, I love that. I like it when they're making fun of genres.
Like the tropes and everything. You're really just going through all of it. Be like, really, this is happening? Okay, great.
You're like, great, now this person. But then they, they do really, like, he twists it, and I really like that.
They try to subvert the expectations. That really helps. That's how you make new things. Is you take the tropes, they're old, and then you bye gravy, and then
bye graveyard. Have a good nap.
So you take the tropes, you twist them around, you figure out new ways to use them, new ways to change them, new ways to make them more interesting. Because horror is all about, whether it's jump scares or not, it's all about surprise. It's all about suspense. It's all about, you don't know what's going to happen next. And so you need to take those tropes, you need to take those themes that people have used so many times and really be like, well, you don't know what's going to happen with this.
Yeah.
So,
no, absolutely. I think that's true. And I think that's why, like, I like really good horror movies. I'm Frankenstein, like some of the Frankenstein movies, I adore them. Like, and I'm not even talking about like Young Frankenstein. Everybody loves Young Frankenstein. Let's just
who doesn't,
right?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like the same thing, and it's like, I want to see The Last Voyage of Demeter. That's a horror movie.
It is. It's very much a horror. Yeah.
But I really want to see it because I love Dracula and I love that whole thing. And this is a new story that we haven't ever been told about it. And so I think that's kind of cool. They just take on that same trope, but they're putting a new spin on it. They're doing a new story about it. And so I think that's kind of cool. Now, will it be good or bad? I don't know, but I'm willing to.
Looks good. I'm actually, the hilarious thing is I am currently in the process of reading Dracula, and I literally just got to the Demeter.
Oh, did you?
So I've got it. Really, I'm like, it's fresh in my mind.
It's really kind of neat.
Yeah, it's fresh in my mind about what happened. It's dark. It's really dark, and I'm excited to see it in live action and really see the full story. Because all the Dracula movies, you don't get all the stuff with the Demeter. You get like it's leaving from Wallachia and going to to London. That's about it. You don't get all the stuff in between, which is really interesting. So
and it's also like because you think, okay, well, how did he survive? Oh, well, obviously he ate all the people. And it's like
right. Obviously he ate all the. Oh, he drank their blood. I'm still unclear on the vampire lore here. So
yeah, you know what? I am a huge Elizabeth Bathory fan. I find it fascinating that she, like kept all of those girls captive and just like killed them all. Oh my gosh. Hi, nerd girl Jean.
Hey Jean.
nice to see you here this morning. So, they're saying hi to each other. So, but yeah, I just think it's gonna be fun. I think the Exorcist, this trailer, Exorcist Believer,
right.
I think it has to get it back to what we were talking about.
So tangent banner.
To be talking about. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So tangent banner. I think we need several of those.
Tangent banner.
That's just gonna happen.
Right. But yeah, I feel like this could be something like that. I feel like this could like done right. It could be a really good movie. So that's all I'm saying is, the trailer makes it look good. I'm interested. We'll see what happens. I heart you. I heart you, Gene. I heart you. So I just the chat's they're just being silly, and I love it. I love it. I love Chris and Gene being silly. All right.
Flirт alert.
So our next topic. Oh wow. How are we at the nerd out already? We're not even 30 minutes into the show. I feel like we need to stretch.
Do we need to go on more tangents? Because I could happily go on more tangents. Like, that's not a problem.
It's awesome. So, oh my gosh. Hey, is that Van? Do we have Van? Arky Van? We're going to call him Arky Van. Arc Van. Van Arc. You're Van Arc. That's right. That's what we were saying. Van Arc. It's Van Arc.
He's Van down by the river.
That's awesome. But good morning. All right. Oh yeah, trash bags in the house. We love our trash bags. We love them. All right. So we're trying to get it all set, Van. Now you're gonna realize exactly how chaotic I am. All right.
I could stretch this nerd out segment as long as you need me to, by the way. So.
Oh no, I was just impressed that we had gotten through so many things in such little time. Because normally that's not the case here. So.
Well, the problem is that a lot of the gaming thing we couldn't really talk about.
Yeah, that's true. They let us on to do the gaming Mario world, and we're like, I think I played like Mario Brothers on Super Nintendo back in the day, maybe.
Right. I played the original. I've played a couple of the Mario Party games, a couple of the Mario Kart games, and Smash Brothers. That's about it. So
you played Smash Brothers? I haven't even played Smash Brothers.
I have. It's not bad. It's fun with friends, So that's mostly what made it fun.
I feel like Nintendo games that Nintendo games tend to be more social games, whereas like Xbox or consoles or PlayStation, those seem to be like they seem to be more like you could play by yourself, and it's not, hey, look, we have an overlay for it.
Hey,
look at that! It's like I'm a professional or something.
We're pretending we know what we're doing.
Yay! Hey! Till you make it. But yeah, no, I've always found that because like when we would play the Wii together, it's always more fun when you play with someone than when you play against like the computer. And so I totally get that. I loved the Wii. We just it's just kind of,
I mean, there's a reason it was called the Wii.
Yeah, it is Wii. All right.
Both because you need multiple people, and it was kind of pissy.
I was just always afraid that we were gonna hit the TV or something.
Right. I know. It was like, you're gonna hit the TV if you don't stop. Oh, okay.
Right, yeah. And not out of like frustration. I mean, I want to hit the TV a lot out of frustration.
It was just I'm trying to throw a ball.
Just like accident.
Right into the
And the things that went around the wrist, I was like, this ain't gonna hold my wrist.
No, it's like it's just gonna go with it, right?
Yeah. So I mean, and the Mario Brothers are Mario World or whatever I played on Super Nintendo. I don't know. If we had gaming people here, they would know. But we don't.
Again, I do like strategy games and RPGs and stuff. Talk to me about Dragon Age, talk to me about the Elder Scrolls, talk to me about that. I'm not
Mass Effect.
I don't know a lot about Nintendo stuff. Yeah.
I still haven't finished the Lego Star Wars thing.
Right.
Yeah. So I just,
okay. Hold on. No. Finish is a strong word. Because you have finished it. You haven't 100%ed it.
You're right. I haven't 100%ed it yet, but I have finished the game, and it was pretty fun. Yeah. I finished all 9 of them. So, but yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, okay. So I'm not much of a gamer. The games that I like, I will play a lot. So it has to have replayability. That's like a main thing for me with games. You have to have replayability for me to want to play it at all.
Definitely.
And with Mass Effect, I loved their DLCs so much that I would play the game a couple of times. DLCs would come out, and then I'd go through and play the game again. So it was like, I really liked that. So
right, exactly.
I don't know. And Dragon Age. I love Dragon Age.
Dragon Age is great. I'm almost done with Inquisition. So I'm really looking forward to the end of that. And replaying it again. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, with Dragon Age too, like there's so many different outcomes. Like, depending on the choices you make, that really does shape the story. Mass Effect 2, to some extent, I mean, it's a pretty set path. It's really just
fairly linear. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, that was kind of, but like you can influence your friends. So that was more like Coder 2, where you can influence the people that you played with.
It's Knights of the Old Republic, by the way. Just if
Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah.
So,
Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
There's 2 of those. They're very old. They're gonna remake one of them, the first one, and everything.
Yeah,
they're incredible. If you're an RPG fan, you haven't played them. They're really good. It's BioWare. It's the precursor, like Baldur's Gate 3, which is out right now, and all those games and everything. So it really has informed a lot of BioWare storytelling too, because you can influence everybody. So it's definitely really influenced that. Yeah.
I like to influence my friends and neighbors. So that's my favorite. So
if you don't have enough money for the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, play a BioWare game.
Play BioWare.
and you'll be fine. You'll figure it out,
Lock them in a room and have conversations with them.
Right. Lock them in a room, have conversations.
Exactly how you
talk about things they don't want to talk about. Right. But are going to, because you're pushing them on it.
Because the computer told them to.
Right. And at some point they might just leave the castle, We don't know.
So, but yay, Jean loves the Lego games too.
Woo!
I do too.
Jean.
Yeah, originally I bought them when my son was little, but he got really bored with them, so I started playing them and just said, no, I'm buying them for my son. And they were really
nope, buy them for yourself now. Yeah.
All right. So Chris says, anyone remember Sierra's Quest games? That sounds so familiar, but I don't think I've ever played one. And that seems pretty old school. I remember Quest games back in the day.
Okay.
Back in the DOS days, I remember. I played whatever that one where you could die of dysentery, where it just spelled it out and you didn't actually see anyone die. So I played that game, whatever the game that was.
That's Oregon Trail. They also remastered that.
I did play Oregon Trail.
Yeah, I have also played that. So the good majority of people have.
And then Van says, speaking of gaming, I just heard about the new Assassin's Creed. That looks so good.
It does look really good. I've played a few Assassin's Creed games too. So it does look really good. I'm trying to get Odyssey right now. I know it's controversial, but it's Greek and it's mythological, and I love that. So
yeah, that's awesome.
But it looks really cool. Very.
So Assassin's Creed it's like a grown-up version of Fables to me. I know it's not.
Kind of. It's less RPG heavy, definitely.
Yeah.
But definitely. It feels less cartoonish, but it definitely feels very. It does feel similar. You're right. So
just the whole, you have a quest,
right?
You gotta
go do that.
Yeah, it's like
murder a bunch
I
of
just
people
think of
along the
everything
way.
in terms of games I've played.
Right.
Really
this is very similar to this and all that. Yeah, right, exactly. So.
And then Chris says, King's Quest, Space Quest, Quest for Glory. There were a lot of quests.
There were a lot of quests.
Wasn't there also like a Dragon Quest game? Or it was like a Dungeons and Dragons type thing? Or am I just thinking of the cartoon? I'm probably just thinking of the cartoon. Anyway.
That's fine too.
So
all of the I found an article that has all 62 of the quest games.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Let's not name all 60. What did you say, 62?
There's 62 of them on this list, at least. I'm sure there's more. There's a Winnie the Pooh quest. Okay, look, we're just gonna stop there. We're just gonna stop there. I don't need to.
Hey, do you think they'll make a Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey game now that the?
I don't know. Maybe.
Now you can. Not only can you watch Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, but now you can play the game.
I know that like Telltale Games went under, but I think we need a Telltale Winnie the Pooh game.
Maybe they could rename it Tattletale.
Tattletale
game.
That's good. That's funny.
And it's all the games you don't want to play.
It's all the games you do not want to play. Right? They will take your personal information. You knew what you were getting into.
We're gonna
the
tell
EULA specifically said Tattletale Games will tattle on you.
We'll tattle on you. If you don't win this level, we're gonna release all your personal information.
Right.
Man, that would be a horrible company to not only work for but game with.
I mean, but you would really be you would be playing like your life depends on it. So, I mean,
you would be playing that game.
Some serious real life consequences.
Secrets you didn't want anyone to know about. Wow. That's awesome.
Oh my god. All right. I just got killed. Oh no. I was gonna find out I'm divorced.
Oh no, they're gonna release my social security information. One.
I mean, you'd be devoted. You'd be like, okay, I gotta do this. You'd be just terrified. All right. I'm gonna make this.
I think we've beaten this dead horse.
Yes, we have. Yeah. The horse is well and truly dead, has been fed on by vultures, and his bones have faded into dust. So
should I do the potato? I'm sorry, I'm having way too much fun, and
I can tell. It's whatever. This is chaos already. Let's just embrace the chaos.
I'm also wearing red, so
Hey.
I'm in the right color for the chaos.
Oh, I was thinking Moon Knight. I was thinking Arthur, embrace the chaos.
Embrace the chaos. Yeah, I still think that Arthur Harrow was probably one of my favorite villains. Because he was not redeemable. Like, he was not
redeemable. He was not. He was a warlock, essentially, of Amit.
Yeah.
And it was just it was great. If we do this, we are going to talk about Moon Knight for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't do that.
I don't know how long we have. But
I don't know.
Let's
not test it. Let's not test it out.
It's pretty much my segment, and then we're there. So we have a little bit.
We have a little bit. Well, I mean, we can do some stuff. We have pluggables, but we can also talk about stuff after your shenanigans. Your Shdu shenanigans.
Shdu.
Yeah, I know. He transferred the D and H, so we'll fix it.
It's fine. We'll be okay.
We'll just edit this out. I mean, it's not live or anything, so.
Yeah, super defense. You and you.
Wait, are we live? I'm kidding.
Damn it.
All right. I'm gonna rein in chaos a little because that was a little too much. So
right.
So what are we talking about today?
We are talking about Ahsoka. So Ahsoka and a few other things, but tangentially related at the very least. Even my writing goes on tangents. So So, I'm very, very excited for Ahsoka. I'm going to give a general.
Hold on.
Hey! All right. I'm going to give a kind of just general biography of her for anyone who has not watched her episodes of Clone Wars, which are most of them, or Rebels, or Tales of the Jedi to a certain extent. Because you really need to. I would say it's not required, but it's really, 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 really gonna hurt. Gonna hurt. It's really gonna help. Because Clone Wars is very much her story too. It really sets up everything for Rebels, which Ahsoka is going to be a direct. Is going to be a absolutely basically direct sequel to Rebels. So, for anyone who doesn't know, she started out as Anakin's Padawan. He got at the beginning of the Clone Wars, Battle of Christophsis. It's in the movie, which is just okay. Is just okay. So she was Anakin's Padawan for a while, really matured, really got kind of Anakin's philosophy and teachings imparted to her. And then there was this big event where somebody bombed the Jedi Temple. It was this terrorist attack on the Jedi Temple. No one knew who it was. Everybody was pointing fingers at, oh, it was this person. Oh, it was this. Oh, it was whatever. And eventually they concluded it's Ahsoka. Ahsoka had to have done it. But she didn't, obviously. It was actually her best friend, Barriss, who was another Padawan of Luminara Unduli, and Barriss had essentially turned to the dark side and become very, very disillusioned with the Jedi. And so they basically put Ahsoka on trial, thinking it was her. Anakin all this time was trying to go find who it actually was, found Barriss, captured her, and essentially, they were like, "Hey, Ahsoka, we're sorry. You can come back. Don't, we're sorry about this." And she's like, "Well, screw all you guys. You tried to put me on trial with no evidence here." So she also got disillusioned with the Jedi, really fell out of faith, and left the Jedi Order. And so she essentially was kind of a wanderer, kind of a mercenary for a little while. Things like you see that in the last season of Clone Wars. Kind of her stuff, and in Tales of the Jedi, which is kind of just trying to find her place in the galaxy, reconnect with the Force and the light side, and all of that. And eventually, she, at the very least, found her calling again, her destiny again, which she decided was to still fight evil and the Sith and everything. So she joined the rebellion as the first Fulcrum. I don't know if she was the first Fulcrum, but she was a Fulcrum, and essentially was kind of a spy on the inside and everything. Joined the rebellion. She met up with the Ghost Crew, which is the Fremen Rebels. Went on quite a few adventures. One of the primary one was to Malachor, which was essentially went to Malachor with Ezra and Kanan, and Maul was there as well. That's a whole other story. But she ended up, Vader came down, ended up dueling Vader, realizing it was Anakin, and kind of negotiating with him, allowing everybody else time enough to escape.
This is from Rebels, though, right? So we've transitioned from Clone Wars to Rebels. The next time we see her,
we've transitioned from Rebels. Yeah, so we're in Rebels now. Then there was a bunch of stuff with the World Between Worlds, which is a weird realm of kind of outside of time and space, where there's different doors and portals and things to different periods of time and different things that are connected by the Force. So Ezra proceeded to see her duel with Vader and pulled her out into the World Between Worlds, saving her life. So, and she came back, and we basically the assumption being from there, and we don't know yet because again the Ahsoka series is not out yet.
Did she come back into, like, did she go with Ezra, or did she, like, how did she come back? Like, how did he save her?
Because she was dueling Vader, he reached through one of the doors, pulled her into the
world.
Oh,
he was in the world between worlds.
He was in the world between worlds. He pulled her into it, and then they both got out.
Oh, okay.
And we know as well that
they came out together, or did they come out separately?
I think Ahsoka came out first, and then
Ezra she came out where she was originally when she fought Vader, right?
Right. She came out originally. Okay. She was yeah. It was like she's still in the same time stream. It's just it was a little bit later. So okay, it's weird, funky spiritual time travel shit. So you know, it's the Force. Okay, so
it's the Force. Yeah, blame the Force.
All this time, they'd also introduced Thrawn in Rebels, who, again, if you don't know Thrawn, you really should for this series. But he is this Chiss Grand Admiral who is evil, but he's cool and calculating and very, very intelligent. He knows how to look for clues in paintings and art, and he collects the art and the weaponry and all of that of his enemies, so he can understand them. Because if he understands their psychology, understands how they think, he can catch them, he can find them, he can defeat them. So that's his real big danger. That's what we're really worried about in Ahsoka, is he knows these people intimately, maybe more than they know themselves. And so he will essentially be able to predict with fairly good accuracy what they're going to do. And that's the big danger of Thrawn. So, of course, she had a grudge with Thrawn, because trying to hurt her friends and her crew and her kind of found family now, because she lost her family with the Jedi, she found her family with the Ghost crew. Then we skip over the original trilogy. We go to Mando. We go to The Mandalorian, where she was introduced again to train Grogu in some way, shape, or form, along with her owl, which that's a whole thing with Mortis, which I'll get into in a second as well. I have plans. We saw in obviously at the very end of season 2 of The Mandalorian, Grogu went with Luke Skywalker to go to Alden Kloss to be trained. We saw in the Book of Boba Fett how how he was being trained by Ahsoka and Luke. Or at least Ahsoka was visiting a couple of times. So we got some nice interaction there, and kind of talking about, hey, rebuilding the Jedi, sure, that's a good idea. It's that kind of thing. So now going into the Ahsoka series, we're coming off from that. She is going to go kind of on her own journey with Sabine and kind of the remains of the Ghost crew to find Thrawn and find Ezra. It's more to find Ezra because spoilers, obviously. The very end of Rebels is
Thrawn. Hold on. Let me see if I can get the spoilers. Where's the spoilers? Maybe that's in banners. We're gonna spoil something, y'all. Spoiler alert! What is it that River Song says? Spoilers. Hold on. I know I saw it. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be ha. Maybe. I don't know. Spoiler. Da, 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 da. I don't have it.
We do need the Final Jeopardy theme.
I thought I was in banners. Hold on, maybe. There we go.
All right. So, spoilers. I'm going to spoil everything about. No. So, Ezra and Thrawn are in Thrawn's ship. I believe it's the Chimera, is what it's called. And essentially, Ezra summons the Purrgil, which are giant hyperspace whales. It's complicated if you haven't seen Rebels. Just go watch Rebels. It's really good. But hey, okay. So yes, go watch Rebels if you haven't. Essentially summons Purrgil hyperspace them off to parts unknown. So basically, the thrust of the Ahsoka series is where are the parts unknown? How do we find Thrawn? Thrawn is back somehow. Is Ezra back? Where's Ezra? And what is Thrawn trying to do now? So it's if we're going off essentially the kind of Legends continuity, where the assumption being he's essentially trying to reform the Empire in a way because he is the heir to the Empire. Essentially, he is the highest person below Palpatine, Vader. Tarkin's dead, obviously, so Thrawn. So that would be, he is the heir to the Empire, so he's trying to essentially reunite his kingdom in a kind of medieval sense. But of course, that's not all. Because Ahsoka is, as I said with Mortis, is intimately tied into the philosophy of the Force and how that works. Because the Force is, as you know, is based off kind of Taoist and Buddhist teachings, along with just a healthy dose of mysticism. But, you know, Ahsoka's philosophy, regardless of what people will say, is still firmly rooted in the dark side. The dark side? God, no. In the light side, I mean. I saw something earlier here. Is still firmly rooted in the light side without the dogma of the Jedi. So the deal there is essentially she is still a Jedi, but like in philosophy, but not with the dogma. There's not as much restriction. There's not as much, you can't do this because this is going to be bad. You can't have attachments because that's going to corrupt you in some way, you know, if you fear losing them or you fear what's going to happen to them. So it's less of the dogma. It's more of kind of a High Republic Jedi philosophy, or even an Old Republic Jedi philosophy.
Yeah, I just like how she says, "I am no Jedi."
I am no Jedi.
I love how what is it? Ashley Ecclestein, how she says it. I am no Jedi. You know, it's like that kind of like. I just love it. Sorry,
yeah.
I do love Ahsoka. I am that person that was
I do too.
Who is this? And then by the end, I was like, you can't kill her ever. I love her so much.
Yeah, no, she is an amazing character, and I'm really glad she's getting her own series, especially live action. And Dave Filoni is at the head of it. I'm in. So her philosophy is still firmly rooted in the light side. I do believe, as much as my views on the philosophy of the Force, like the whole balance aspect, is different, I do think she's the closest thing we're going to get to a Grey Jedi in canon, at least at the moment. Because the whole thing with the philosophy of the Force goes back to George Lucas. His view seems to have been, I think he actually said this in a couple of interviews at some point, and that's not obviously not gospel, but you know, it was also shown in canon and things that the balance, as he said in the prequels, the balance is not light and dark, it's light. It's just light. Because the dark side is a virus, it's a corruption, it's a disease on the Force. It's corrupting the Force. It's this rot. It's this, you know, this necrosis on the Force. And that's all well and good. I think the prequels really kind of expanded on that idea, and obviously they really had some where there's a light and a dark, but you can't even tap into the dark side without it corrupting you. It's like a situation in Lord of the Rings where you can't side with Morgoth without being a bad person. It's the same kind of thing. Or without becoming a bad person, you know. There were elves that sided with Morgoth and got corrupted essentially into orcs. That's the whole thing there. I'm sorry to all the Lord of the Rings fans if I got that wrong. So, I've also wanted to, I know Star Wars. But I think what we've seen since Lucas left, and some of when he was still there, with Dave Filoni, who is kind of the successor to George Lucas. He's the heir to the Empire. He's the successor to George Lucas. As I talked about Mortis earlier, the whole arc with Mortis was, I think, 2 or 3 episodes of the Clone Wars, which are really good. I'd recommend, if nothing else, go watch those, because that's really going to prepare you for what I think is going to happen in this series. It's going to be very philosophical, along with all the action. That her, essentially, Mortis is where the gods of the Force live. The gods only that they're representations. There's the daughter, who is the light side, there's the son, who is the dark side, and there's the father, who is the balance between the two, is the gray, essentially. So, everybody kind of took on an aspect because it was Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, and Anakin. Everybody kind of took on an aspect of one of them. So all of them are dead, essentially, now, and kind of their embodiments. So there's an owl that follows Ahsoka. That is the daughter, is the spirit of the daughter, essentially, following her. So she is still representing the light side. But the thing with Mortis is it presents dark, light, and gray. It presents them as equals, rather than the light is the only way, the rest are corruption, right? So I think with Mortis and Rebels, we see the Bendu, who is this creature who sits in between. He even says, I think at some point, I am the balance, or I am the middle ground.
Mm-hmm.
And he is trusted, and he is this trusted creature that is the balance between the two, and he's not corrupted by the dark side. He's a little bit apathetic, but I mean, you kind of would be, you know. Again, you're trapped on the underground of a planet. You would be a little apathetic. That and all of the things with there's still spoilers tagged down there, so good. Because Kanan Jarrus, also known as Caleb Doom, does die at some point in Rebels. And
yeah, well, what I was going to say about Bendu, just to get back to that, because you know, there were some things about Bendu that I thought were really interesting as far as the Force itself. How he's like the piece of the Force, not like a piece of the Force, but he's the piece within the Force. Like, he's accepted everything how it is, and he just lives with the Force as it is. So he is that middle ground, but that he is that you have to be at peace with it. Just everything he did, like all of the interactions that they had with him, minus the last one, but all the interactions they had with him were, hey, we've got, you know, you just need to be at peace. Find out who they are at their center, and you'll be able to understand them.
Exactly, and I'm going to get to that too.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was really
no. It's okay, because you're leading really well to my next point.
Oh, well, thank you. I hear I'm good at transitions.
That due to the kind of the Force and philosophy stories being very based off Taoism and Buddhism and Hinduism and all these things, the big thrust there is to be not really emotionless, but without want, without desire. And you can see with the dark side is all about giving into your desire. The light is all about denying your desire. The gray should be the middle, right?
Yeah.
I do believe that the Force is neither light nor dark. It has a will. And what a Force user should strive to be is not a Force user, but almost an avatar of the Force, in a way, where they let the will of the Force flow through them and do what they want, essentially do what the will of the Force wants. And so that's what I think would be a true Grey Jedi, or a true Bendu, true whatever you want to call them. And I think that, I don't know if this will happen in the series. This is a kind of a wild prediction. I think Ahsoka will say relatively the same philosophically, but maybe have some revelations. Maybe at the end of the series, she will call herself a Jedi again. But I hope that they explore a little bit more of the dark side's not all bad. The light side is sometimes bad too. Because the big flaw with the Jedi was zealotry, was being so dogmatic and so just invested in this is the right way and nobody else has it right. It's just us. That they completely ignored everything that was going on to their own detriment. They let Palpatine rise up. They couldn't even feel him because they were so invested in, we have to make our order perfect and whatever. Completely missed the Sith rising up again. So it's, I really think that hopefully this new Jedi Order, and I think Rey as well in the new in the sequel trilogy, for all its flaws, I think the ending told us that Rey is not a traditional Jedi. She's not an old Jedi. She is, at the very least, a little bit more like the balance. She is less dogmatic at the very least. More like you can have attachments. You can do all of this. You can be a good person and still not follow the dogma of the Jedi and still, So I really think we're moving more towards a much more balanced, whatever you think that word means, kind of a balanced philosophy, a balanced interpretation of the Force as we go forward in the timeline. And as we get new shows and new movies and things, we're going to move more towards that, because while George Lucas was all about the dark side's a corruption, the dark side's the bad, Dave Filoni, I think, is much more about kind of this yin-yang concept with you need both.
Yeah.
Or you need neither.
Right.
So, yeah. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I've been Shdu.
My Shdu talk.
These have been my shenanigans.
Well, I liked it. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
So Van had said there's a theory on Screen Crush we'll see the Knights of Ren backstory in Ahsoka. I think we might get like the very start of it, but I'm wondering if they're gonna wait on that for the Acolyte.
Yeah, well, no, the Acolyte is High Republic.
Right, but how do we know? Like, how long have the Knights of Ren been around?
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point, because they
may have started back then and then fell out of favor and then came back into fashion with Kylo.
Yeah, because they're connected to the Sith Eternal, and the Sith Eternal is a Sith cult. I wonder if that's connected to the old Sith Empire and things like that. So
it's definitely something they can explore. So, I mean, I think that's cool. And you know what, if we see that, I do think that the guy that she fights, that's like that has the Inquisitor blade, I think he might be like, either he's a precursor to the Knights of Ren, or he may go to the Knights of Ren, because he might get, I'm wondering if he's going to get, because the Knights of Ren don't necessarily use blades, but
no, they do.
They don't
sometimes.
Use like lightsabers.
Yeah, like, they don't use lightsabers. They use like vibro blades and stuff. Yeah, like that. So it's not
because Kylo Ren being Kylo Ren, that was like
it's going to be the one with the lightsaber. But I think that's almost like a King Arthur situation where you have the one guy with the sword, with the special magic sword, and everybody else has just normal weapons. It's that kind of thing. That's along with the mask, which I think was probably just Kylo's thing. The lightsaber, the Force user is the leader. So it's because it's a cult, essentially.
Well,
it's a cult.
Maybe he becomes the first, like one of the first leaders, and that because like his mask looks so Knights of Ren. When I saw it in the trailer,
no, it really
I
does.
was like, it looks so Knights of Ren. But
it really does.
Anyway, we do have to wrap this up because we are getting to the hour mark. But I did want to go ahead and mention to everyone, we are going to be having the Ahsoka game. It will start next week. So next Saturday we will start it, and I think we have plenty of time, right? It's the 12th. Yeah. So we will start it. We're going to start it the week before Ahsoka premieres, which would be next Saturday, because I know it premieres on the 23rd. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm like, I think we have next week, so we can do it. And it's just it's gonna be predictions. If you guys want to get involved in it, please go to our Discord. We will have a Ahsoka game for like that as its own channel in our server on Discord. And that's Kyber Cave Productions on Discord. And if you guys want to get in on it and want to do predictions every week, we will absolutely add you to it. We're going to give prizes away. I have a General Leia Pop Funko that I'm going to give away in honor of it. Strong woman. You know, if I had an extra Ahsoka one, I would absolutely give that one away
right,
too.
Exactly. So.
But I do not. So I don't even have one Ahsoka one. Anybody want to, anybody want to gift me one? Absolutely. They are really expensive though. So please don't.
So,
I don't want you spending your money on me getting another piece of plastic to put in my already overcrowded comic book room. But
right. That's what's going on over here is like a percentage point of the full extent of that room.
It's really
ridiculous.
It's crazy. But let's go ahead and get into our pluggables.
Yes, get into our pluggables.
And I'm going to have Shdu do his first. So I'm going to remove myself from the screen and we'll let him do his. And then I will come and do ours. And then we will say goodbye and we will miss you so much for this up until Saturday. So here we go.
There we go. All right. So I was pushing her away. No. So I am SHU Studios on YouTube. That is where I have most of my content. I'm also on Instagram, also under the same name, hopefully soon. That's pretty much it. I'm on Instagram and YouTube. That's about it. I am also on KK Production for the Saturday Morning Nerd Out, as you're watching right now. I am also on Distance Learning, usually for the download, and I'm probably going to be on some other things on Distance Learning and maybe Kyber Cave as well. So you can catch me here and catch me on my YouTube channel. Again, SHU Studios. You can see it down there. Down by the river. And yeah, that's about it. So come find me. I do short films and nerdy stuff and a lot of D&D stuff. So you're muted.
Thank you. He does he does music, he does it all.
Yes, I do music. I do, if you have a creative thing you think I do, I probably do it. Besides drawing, I'm really bad at that. But
all right, so I guess I'm up and I'll do ours and I will do the rest of it. And I totally forgot to talk about Debbie. Debbie is one of our sponsors. It's an energy drink. It has neurofactor. You don't get shaky when you drink it. It's delicious. There are a lot of flavors. The one that I really like, well, I like the orange and cream thing that they have, and then the blue raspberry I like. So if you guys get a chance, it's w.gg, and I know we have a code and let me see if I can find it. The code is, let me see if somebody knows, please tell me. Let me get on there. What is our code? Code. I don't see the code. It is Debbie, and I know we have a code. And I don't have it. So I'm so sorry, but Debbie is our sponsor. So thank you, Debbie. I appreciate it. Yeah. And I feel so strung out right now. All right. And my name is Fray. I have my own channel. It's Fray Girl. I'm also Fray Girl on Twitter. I'm Gotham.Oracle on TikTok and Gotham_Oracle on Instagram and on Threads. So you guys can catch me there. Kyber K Productions. We're on Instagram. I know we have a Twitter, so you guys can follow us there. We have a Patreon that you can actually join for as little as $1 a month. I do a segment called Fray About Town there. And we have a lot of exclusive stuff on there. Also, if you are a patron and you are at the friend tier or higher, I want to say friend tier, I can't remember which it is. It's in yellow. If you're in yellow, and I think that's $5 or more, then you can be entered to win a Saber when we get 100 subscriptions. After every 100 subscriptions, we give one of those away, and that's on Saber Rattle. That's our Sunday show. So that would be tomorrow, tomorrow's show, but it would be after every 100. And I don't think we're there yet. I think we're almost there. So if you guys know of anybody who wants a lightsaber, you guys want a lightsaber, have other people subscribe so you can be in the drawing for the lightsaber. And we also have Discord. I'm a mod on our Discord. We do like to talk to everybody on our Discord. So if you guys want to talk to us about anything, if you think that Shdu has crazy theories about this Ahsoka thing, then definitely, get on there and let us know, and we'll talk to you about it. So yeah, that's us. Kyber Cave Productions. We have something going on every single day of the week. So if you are, just want to catch up on some gaming, we have gaming streams. We do this on Saturdays. We do Saber Rattle on Sundays. On Tuesdays, we do Hearts of Kyber, which talks about different ailments and different like psychological or physical ailments. And we go through all of that. We explain it and we talk about it. It is an interesting show. Captain Lady Moon is on that. I know she is usually on this. I have a feeling she slept in today, which, hey, you know what? Good for her. Sleep in, Captain Lady Moon. All right. So from all of us here at Kyber Cave, for all of our spelunkers and cave dwellers and
all of our younglings.
Alcove watchers. I just wanted to say from everyone here, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday, a great weekend. And you know what? Somewhere it's nerd o'clock. So everyone enjoy.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Stay nerdy. Oh, stay nerdy. Woo!
Nerdy, nerdy, nerdy. I have to get something, and here we go.